Shabbat Shalom, everybody. We're going to get started with Hine Matov, how good it is for us to be here together. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim, 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 shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, yadadai, dadadadadadadai. Hine matov, yadadai, dadadadadadai. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, yadadai, dadadadadadai. Hine matov, yadadai, dadadadadadai. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
Shabbat Shalom, friends. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Temple Sinai of Glendale. It's so nice to see you all this morning. I'm Rabbi Rick Schechter, and this is Cantor Alyssa Rosenbaum, and it's so wonderful for all of us to be together on this beautiful summer morning. As the psalmist wrote and as Cantor Alyssa sang, how good, how pleasant it is for us to be together in unity this morning, to be together as family, to be together as friends, and together as community, to celebrate Shabbat, the Jewish day of rest and renewal, a day when we can slow down and thank God for all the blessings and goodness in our lives. And this Shabbat is so very special. It is so very special because on this Shabbat, we celebrate Hannah Meyers becoming a bat mitzvah. A bat mitzvah, literally a daughter of the commandment. Today, Hannah is recognized in our eyes and in the eyes of the entire Jewish world as having come of age in our tradition. And she's now ready, she's willing, she is able to keep the teachings and the practices of Judaism. So today, Hannah demonstrates her new status as a bat mitzvah, as a daughter of the commandment, by leading us in prayer and in worship. So please join in when Hannah asks you to join in. And she's also going to demonstrate her status as a daughter of the commandment by chanting from the Torah, the 5 books of Moses, and by chanting the Haftarah portion from the prophetical books of the Jewish Bible. And Hannah will share with us today her very creative and thoughtful and wise teachings based upon her Torah portion. So we want to wish a hearty mazel tov to Hannah and to her family, to Carrie and to Ed and to Ethan and to Hannah's entire family. Mazel tov. My goodness, we've got family and friends from all over the world with us today in person, and those watching the live stream who couldn't travel in person today. We've got family and friends from Pasadena and Altadena and Irvine, Laguna Woods, and San Diego. And with us on our live stream today, we have aunts and uncles in Florida, cousins in Washington State and the state of Georgia. Hannah has a friend on the live stream in Korea. And we even have family and friends as far as Burbank, California. So thank you all for being here today. Hopefully everyone has a copy of the blue prayer book that we're going to be using. It is Hebrew opening, so it opens from right to left instead of left to right. So hopefully everybody has one of those. We'd like to thank everybody for wearing your mask today. It's so important to keep us all healthy, and it is also a mandate, of course, from the LA County Department of Health, which we as a temple and a community are abiding by. So thank you all for wearing your masks. We know it's uncomfortable, but we're going to make the best of it. We're going to celebrate. Hannah can perceive your smiles through your mask, I think. She can imagine your smiling faces. And we're also going to have a way through our eyes and also through our hands to express our love and appreciation for Hannah today during the service. We have a modified form of applause. Instead of going like this, at various times we're going to go like this. This is one of Hannah's favorites. We call this Sacred Pac-Man. So we'll have plenty of opportunities to do Sacred Pac-Man during our service. We want to remind you that there is no cell phone usage during the service. If you could please set those to silence right now. If you could please set your electronic devices to silence. No texting during the service. Hannah, you're doing great. We're going to do that like this. So, also no photography during the service. The family is taking wonderful pictures, and they will share those with you later. And let's begin. With all of that said, let's begin. Let's turn in our prayer books, our blue prayer books, to page 185. Page 185. In loving community of family and friends, this morning we celebrate Hannah, and we enter this sacred space to voice the longings of our hearts in prayer. In sacred company, we offer our love to the Holy One. We devote ourselves this morning to psalm and to song, to study and to prayer. May our hearts be lifted, may our thoughts be deepened, and may our souls, like the eagle, soar. Well, in that spirit, we are now so very honored to call up Hannah, our bat mitzvah, to receive her talit, her Jewish prayer shawl, from her grandmother, Sandy Meyers.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahat titef bat tzitzit.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Hannah, with great pleasure do I present you this beautiful talit. You're my last grandchild to have a bar bat mitzvah, and I know you will bring a lot of joy to us.
Thank you, Sandy. Mazel tov. Thank you so much. What a beautiful talit. It's like as beautiful as you were telling me it was. Wow, it suits you. Well, let's turn to page 192, page 192 in our prayer booklet. So, and by the way, I know it can be difficult to sing in the Mass, but if you are comfortable, we'd love to have you sing along if you know some of these songs. If you don't know them, please feel free to hum along or to clap your hands at times. This song is traditionally said upon entering a Jewish sanctuary in the morning. It's based on words in the Torah, in the book of Numbers, the biblical book of Numbers, where it says, Ma tovu, how lovely are your tents, O Jacob, your dwelling places, O Israel. This is our spiritual dwelling place. So if you know Ma tovu, please join us.
Ma tovu, ma tovu, o alecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, מה טובו, מה טובו, אוהליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל. ואני ברוב חסדך אבוא ביתך, אשתחווה לך על קודשך ביראתך. מה טובו, מה טובו, אוהליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל. מה טובו, מה טובו, אוהליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל, משכנותיך ישראל.
Let's now turn to page 198. Page 198, as we are so very honored to have Hannah, our bat mitzvah, lead us in prayers, beginning by thanking God for the miracles of daily life. So Hannah's going to be leading us in the Hebrew. We're going to be responding in the English, beginning on page 198.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lasech vivina lehavahin ben yom uvein laila.
Amen.
Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who has given the mind the ability to distinguish day from night.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam pokeach ivrim.
Amen.
Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who opens the eyes of the blind.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim.
Amen.
Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who frees the captive.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam tzokef kefufim.
Amen.
Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who lifts up the fallen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam rokev haaretz al hamayim.
Amen.
Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who stretches the earth over the waters.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamocher shena hamechin mitzadei gaver.
Amen.
Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who strengthens our steps.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malbish arumim.
Amen.
Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who clothes the naked.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hanotein le'afe koach.
Amen.
Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who gives strength to the weary.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hama'avir shena me'enai utnu mach me'afa pai.
Amen.
Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who removes sleep from the eyes, slumber from the eyelids.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani b'tzelem Elohim.
Amen.
Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who made me in the image of God.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani bat chorim.
Amen.
Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who has made me free.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani Yisrael.
Amen.
Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who has made me a Jew. Yisrael.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Ozer Yisrael b'gifarai.
Amen.
Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who girds Israel with strength.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Oter Yisrael b'tifarai.
Amen.
Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who crowns Israel with splendor.
We continue with the Katsi Kaddish on page 224.
Yitkada v'yitkada shemei rabba,
Amen.
Belma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon, uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala, ba'agala, uv'izman kariv, v'imeru, Amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevarach, Le'alam ulal me'al maya Yitbarach v'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei V'yithadar v'yit'alev v'yithalal Shemei d'kudsha b'richu Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata Tush b'chata v'nechemata Da'amiran belma v'imeru. Amen.
We now turn to page 226, and please rise for our call to worship.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamevor.
Baruch Adonai hamevorach, hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Hamevorach, hamevorach le'olam va'ed.
Please turn to page 228. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Otzer or uvim ra chasha oseh shalom uvora et hakol. Praised are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of light and darkness, who makes peace and fashions all things. In mercy you illuminate the world and those who live upon it. In your goodness you daily renew creation. How numerous are your works, Adonai. In wisdom you formed them all, filling the earth with your creatures. Be praised, Adonai our God, for the excellent work of your hands, and for the light you created. May they glorify you. Shine a new light upon Zion, that we all may swiftly merit its radiance. Praised are you, Adonai, creator of all heavenly light. Baruch atah Adonai, Bozer HaTorah.
Amen.
Please turn to page 231. Love your neighbor as yourself, you said, and the light blinded we saw. That inner and outer worlds are one, as you are one. You spoke and we wrote. We reached for you down the centuries, your light moving before us. As we climbed, fell back and climbed again. Your Sinai of life. Baruch atah Adonai,
Habocher be'amo Yisrael be'ahava.
I don't have the next. Please turn to page 232.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Please be seated. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher otiti mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibartam bam B'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lektecha v'aderech u'v'shochbecha u'humecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu litotafot bein einecha u'ktavtam al mezot beitecha u'visharecha Leman tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yetem kedoshim le'elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Asher rotzei tieshem me'eretz Mitzrayim liyehot lachem le'elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. We continue responsively on page 239. The eternal truth is that you alone are God and there's none else.
May the righteous of all nations rejoice in your love and exult in your justice.
Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks.
Let nation not lift up sword against nation, nor learn war anymore.
You shall not hate your brother or your sister in your heart.
The stranger that sojourns with you shall be accepted as your equal, For you were strangers in the land of Egypt.
Why do you crush my people and oppress the poor? Ask God.
We know that the Eternal One defends the poor and upholds the rights of the needy.
Praise to you, God Most High.
Blessed is God and
deserving of blessing.
Page 240, Micha Mocha. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, Torah tehilot osei feleh. Torah tehilot osei feleh. Shira chadasha shivchu geulim l'shimcha sefat hayam. Yachad kulam hodu vehimlichu ve'amru Adonai imloch le'olam ba'ed. Adonai imloch le'olam ba'ed. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la.
We now turn to page 242 and rise for the Tefillah prayer. Okay. Adonai sefatayv tiftaf ufi gadi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu ve'imateinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Mechanei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdehot v'Imahot, U'Mevi Ulam Lifnei V'neihem, L'man Shemo v'Ahava, Melech Ozer u'Mashiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham v'Ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol Torah v'Oshia, Mechayel chayim b'chesed, Mechayei hakol b'rachamim rabim, Somech noflim v'rochech holim, U'matir asurim, U'mekanem emunato lishanei afar, Michamocha ba'al gevurot, U'mido melech, Melech memit u'mechayeh, U'matzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah le'kol hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei hakol.
Nekadesh et shimcha ba'olam, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה על זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 Adonai Tzevaot, Melech Chol Haaretz, Kevodo. Adir Adirenu Adonai, Adonenu Adir Shimcha B'chol Haaretz, Baruch Kevod Adonai Bimkomo. Echad hu Eloheinu, hu Avinu, hu Malkeinu, hu Moshienu, v'hu Yashmienu, berachamav le'nei kol chai. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Himloch Adonai le'olam, Elohai Zion, Ledor Vador, Hallelujah. Ledor Vador Nagid Godlecha, Ulenetzach Netzachim Kedushacha Nagdish, Veshivchacha Eloheinu, Mipinu lo yamush, Le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
Please be seated. We continue with the singing of Vayishamru on page 250.
Shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, od hi le'olam, od hi le'olam, od hi le'olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheishet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi'i shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam.
We pray together on page 253. We offer thanks, O God, for this Shabbat, which unites us in faith and hope, for Shabbat holiness, which inspires sacred living, for Shabbat memories glowing even in darkness, for Shabbat peace born of friendship and love. We offer thanks and blessings, O God.
Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat.
I would now like to call up my Grandma Diane, Uncle Michael, and Aunt Sue to lead us in prayers beginning on page 255. You don't read the English. You just read the English, and then I'll say this.
You know this?
Yeah, and then I'll say this last.
Okay, so I start?
Yeah.
Okay. On this holy Sabbath, or Shabbat, what is that, Shabbat?
Sabbath or Shabbat.
May we draw nearer to life, to peace, to joy. May we find true rest, holiness in our deeds, worth in our study of Torah. Let us feed on the love of goodness. Let us drink from the love of goodness. Restrain our thirst for excess and cleanse our hearts to serve well. On this holy Sabbath, may we draw near in life and peace and joy.
We now pray responsively on page 257. This prayer has a Hebrew response, Medim Anachnu Lach, which means we thank you, God. So you guys can split that.
For expanding grandeur of creation, worlds known and unknown, galaxies beyond galaxies, filling us with awe and challenging our imaginations.
Modim anachnu lach.
For this fragile planet Earth, its times and tides, its sunsets and seasons,
Modim anachnu lach.
for the joy of human life, its wonders and surprises, its hopes and achievements,
Modim anachnu lach.
for human community, our common past and future hope, our oneness transcending all separation, our capacity to work for peace and justice in the midst of hostility and oppression,
Modim anachnu lach.
For high hopes and noble causes, for faith without fanaticism, for understanding of views not shared.
Modim anachnu lach.
For all who have labored and suffered for a fairer world, who have lived so that others might live in dignity and freedom.
Modim anachnu lach.
For human liberties and sacred rights, for opportunities to change and grow, to affirm and choose.
Modim anachnu lach.
We pray that we may live not by our fears but by our hopes, not by our words but by our deeds. I was going to do the English, but blessed are you, Adonai, your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving.
Amen.
Thank you. We continue with the singing of Sim Shalom. What? No, we aren't doing that one? Okay. Oh.
We're gonna forego a song. We're gonna forego a song so we can get straight to the Torah.
We
Yeah.
now take a moment for personal and silent prayer.
Hopefully by now you've all had a moment to conclude your personal meditations, and if not, I want to encourage you to continue doing so. We're found now on page 260. Yiyu l'ratzon imrei fi, Yiyu l'ratzon imrei fi, v'gyan libi lefanecha, Adonai tzuri v'goali. Oh, may the words of my mouth, the meditation of my heart, be acceptable before you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru, amen.
Well, we are excited to now come to our Torah service. You can find the prayers and blessings for the service of Seder Kriyat HaTorah LeShabbat, the reading of Torah on Shabbat. You can find these prayers beginning on page 362. Page 362.
Ein kamocha ve'Elohim Adonai, ve'ein kema'asecha, malchutecha malchut kol olamim, u'memshaltecha b'chol dor v'dor. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai imloch le'olam v'ad. Adonai oz le'amo yitein, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom, av harachamim, heitiv av yirtzoncha et Zion, tivneh chomot Yerushalayim, tivneh chomot Yerushalayim. Ki v'echad levad batachnu, Melech el ram v'nisa, Adon olamim.
To open the Aron HaKodesh, the Holy Ark, we are delighted to call upon Steve and Jody Lesensky, longtime family friends. To pass the Torah through the generations, we are honored to call upon Sandy Meyers, Hannah's grandmother, Ed and Carrie Meyers, Hannah's parents, and of course Hannah Meyers, our bat mitzvah. And after our processional with the Torah, we are honored to help us undress the Torah scroll, Ethan Meyers, Hannah's brother. We now invite the entire congregation to please rise before the open ark. form now that we call part of the Shashelet HaKabbalah, the chain of Jewish tradition. This chain of tradition extends thousands of years into our past. It will extend thousands of years into our future. I'm confident because of you as the newest and the strongest link in our chain, our loving chain of Jewish tradition. So Hannah, this Torah comes to you Lador Lador with the love and support from the generations of your family. My glasses on now, so I'm able to pass this. This Torah comes to you, Hannah. Okay, there we go. Well, this Torah comes to you, the symbol of your Judaism, Hannah. It comes to you with all the love and guidance of your grandmother. And it also comes with the love and support of your grandfather, Robert, our blessed memory, who is not with us today in body, but we know is with us today in spirit, and is so very proud of you. It comes with the love and guidance of your father, and all of the love and support of your mom. So now eagerly rest, we go into your arms. There you go. Okay.
Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, ki mitzion tetzei Torah, udevar Adonai mirushalayim. Baruch shenatan Torah Torah, Baruch shenatan Torah Torah, le'amo Yisrael v'kdushato. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Gadol Adonai iti, uneromemo Shemo yachtav. Lecha Adonai hagedula, v'hagevura, v'hatiferet, v'hanetzach, v'hahod. Ki chol b'shamayim uvaretz, ki chol b'shamayim uvaretz. Lecha Adonai hamamlacha, ve'amid na'aseh lechol rosh. Romemu, 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 Adonai Eloheinu, ve'ishtachavu, ve'ishtachavu, lehar kodsho, ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu.
This is what we call the sacred pretzel. This is making a pretzel, and making a big pretzel.
Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omer. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omer. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avoda ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avoda ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omer. Al shlosha devarim, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד.
And please be seated, everybody.
Okay, so if you'll come over here, why don't you come over here and get settled right here? You want to come right over this side? Are you comfortable with the mic this way? Is that better? Okay, so you're going to do your intro, okay? Okay. Yeah, whenever you're ready.
This week's Torah portion comes from the book of Numbers. In it, the ancient Israelites, who had just been freed from Egyptian slavery, were now encouraged by God to enter the Promised Land. Before doing so, they sent out 12 scouts to check out the land and the people living there. When the scouts returned, they gave mostly negative reports, which made the Israelites fearful to enter the land at that time. You can find the Torah portion in the blue Torah commentary on page 981, beginning on verse 28, and in the green Woman's Torah commentary on page 874.
Yeah, so that's the big blue book in front of you, as Hannah said, on page 981, verse 28, and the green Women's Torah commentary may be in front of you as well on 874. So 981 and 874.
It's okay. We're right here. You know this. You've been practicing. You know this. And Cantor's right here. Okay. So Hannah said he's down here for a second. Oh, is that going to fall over? Thank you. Okay, let's get this centered. Let's get this. So you got it. Thank you, Cantor. That'll be fun.
It's more this way.
Oh, is it more that way?
Yeah.
Okay, is this good? So before you start reading, I'm going to start calling up people to do the Aliyah, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, in Judaism, it is such an honor to chant from the Torah, as Hannah's going to be doing in just a moment. It's also a great honor to be called up to the Torah to say blessings before and after each chanting. That honor is called an aliyah. Aliyah literally means going up. We have 3 aliyot this morning to lead us in the blessings. For our first aliyah, we are so very honored to call upon Sandy Meyers, Hannah's grandmother, and Sue Harper, Hannah's aunt.
תעמודנה סורה רבקה בת משה ודבורה, שפרה פנינה בת ראובן וסורה רבקה ראשון.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamporach.
Baruch Adonai Morach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai hamporach leolam vaed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Amen. Oh. Efes kias ha'am hayoshev ba'aretz v'harim b'tzurot gedolot me'od v'gam yelidei ha'anak Ra'inu Sham, Amalek Yoshev Ba'eretz HaNegev, Ve'hahiti, Ve'harusi, Ve'ha'amori, Yoshev Bachar, Ve'akin Anani, Yoshev Al Hayam, Ve'al Yad Hayardain, Vayhas Kalev et Ha'am El Moshe, Vayomer Al Na'aleh, Vayarashnu Ota, Kiachonu Chala.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Very good. Beautiful.
Mazel tov. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Ooh, that was nice.
Yeah, thank you so much.
For our second Aliyah, this morning we are so very honored to call upon Ed and Carrie Meyers, Hannah's parents.
יעמוד יצחק גבריאל בן ראובן ושורה רבקה שני.
Baruch et Adonai HaMbarach.
Baruch Adonai Barach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMbarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Veha anashim asher alu imo amru lo nuchal lalot el ha'am ki hazachu mimenu bayotziu dibat ha'aretz asher nataru ota lo el b'nei Yisrael lemor ha'aretz asher avar nuva lator ota eretz ochelet yoshvecha hi v'yachol hayenu v'yachol ha'am asher ra'inu betocha anshe midod v'sham ra'inu et hanafilim b'nei anach min hanafilim vanhi be'einenu kachagavim v'hayein hayinu be'eineihem.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Hugs and
Thank you. Thank you. For our third and final Aliyah this morning, we are so very honored to officially call as Bat Mitzvah Hannah Meyers.
תעמוד, 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 הבחורה בת מצווה, חנה דבורה בת יצחק גבריאל וקרי, עלייה השלישית.
Baruch hu et Adonai HaMbarach.
Baruch Adonai HaMbarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMbarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bachar banu mechol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Oh, I just lost my face. Visham Vatisa kol ha'eda, vayitnu et kolam, vayivku ha'am b'layla hahu. Vaylonu al Moshe ve'al Aharon, kol b'nei Yisrael. Vayomeru alehem kol ha'eda, lumatnu be'eretz Mitraim, o bamidbar hazeh lumatnu, vilama Adonai, mevi otanu el ha'aretz hazot lingpol b'cherev, nashenu v'tapenu yiu lavaz halo tov lanu shuv Mitzrayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'hayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
This is one of those moments. This is the major moment. Yes, that was wonderful, wonderful. Well, we like to call this a Siman Tov and Mazel Tov moment. This is a good fortune, a good sign that we are all together celebrating this centerpiece of becoming a bat mitzvah, Hannah chanting so beautifully from the Torah. So, guys, why don't you come on over? Carrie, Ed, Ethan, come stand next to Hannah. We're all going to join in Siman Tov and Mazel Tov. If you know it, we're going to clap, we're going to sing, and we're going to celebrate this wonderful moment together.
Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Yeilanu. Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Yeilanu, 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 Olecho Yisrael, Yeilanu, Yeilanu, Olecho Yisrael, Yeilanu, Yeilanu, Olecho Yisrael, Yeilanu, Yeilanu, Olecho Yisrael.
If you guys would like to have a seat, we'll do a prayer of healing and then we'll do it all, okay? After. I see down to you. Yes, have a seat, yes.
Well, with the Torah before us, it's a Jewish tradition to say special prayers. In this case, prayers of healing for people we know who are sick or injured, people who are in need of a healing of body and a healing of spirit. We invite you to please join us in this Misha Barak prayer of healing. You can find it in the middle of page 371, middle of page 371 in our prayer book.
Sheberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. And let us say, Amen.
At this time, we'd like to invite you to offer the name of someone you know who's in need of healing. We'll go around the sanctuary. Please just raise your hand and call out their name. Yes. 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 Yes, sir. Yes. Tracy? Yes. Yes, sir. Carolyn? Yes. Sandy? Yes, sir. Yes. Yeah. Yes, thank you. Well, we think of all of them, we pray for all of them, and we also include in our prayers of healing all the folks listed on our Misha Beirach page. On the inside of our Shabbat leaflet, our prayer of healing is also for all these temple members who are in need of healing, all of these family members in need of healing, and all of these friends and coworkers who are in need of God's healing presence and our love and support, as we now continue our prayer of healing together.
Misha Beirach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha La'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We pray that they are all healed. Well, Hannah chanted Torah so wonderfully. She's getting ready to also chant in just a moment from the Haftarah, the prophetical books of the Jewish Bible. Before she does so, Hannah would like to show everybody something that she made in honor of this occasion. So Hannah, why don't we get that? And I'm realizing we probably need a microphone. So she's got it over here, yeah. So Hannah, I'm going to get a microphone so we can go down and we can be heard. Okay. Can everybody hear? All right, Hannah, let's go down. Yeah, and now if we want to, we're going to go back up. We're going to go, yeah, is this good? Just to make sure everybody can see. So we're going to stretch this out. So this is what Hannah made, and this is the Torah Binder. And it's traditional to bind the Torah. And here at Temple Sinai, we ask each of our students to create their very own what's called a wimple. And a wimple is a Yiddish word based on the German word for cloth. And so what Hannah has done, you can see very colorfully, we ask each student to put their Jewish name, their Hebrew name in the center. So there it is. And then to surround their wimple with pictures and images that they draw of things from Judaism or from their own lives that are very meaningful to them. So as you can see, Hannah has filled her wimple with very colorful, creative things. So Hannah, I'm going to give the mic to you. And let's go from Hebrew. Let's go from right to left. So here's your Jewish name in the middle.
That way, okay.
You want to go this way? So
Is that right? Wait, this way left or that way?
Right, yeah, we'll do this right.
Got it.
Yes, all right, yeah.
Okay, well, that's a sunflower because I like sunflowers.
Nice, so you got a sunflower because you like that. And then you also have a lot of things from nature here. Tell everybody, first of all, what we're looking at and why this is on here.
I was born on a Tuesday, which is the third day of the week, and on the third day of creation, God created the sea and the land. And I have a crab in there because I kind of forgot why I put the crab in there, to be honest. It's from a while ago because I did the bottom part like a year ago when I first said I was going to do my bat mitzvah. And then I have a bee in there because my name in Hebrew means graceful bee.
Graceful bee, Kana Devorah, graceful bee. Very
Yeah,
nice.
Kana means graceful, and then Devorah means bee.
I love it. So these are images from creation, like the way the book of Genesis describes the creation of the world. And that craft sure is cute.
My friend drew it for me.
I've seen. My bird sign, very cool. So what are we looking at above? What are we looking at above your name?
Okay, so my friend kind of asked me, I asked her if she could maybe draw some stuff for me, help me out a little bit. And so she said, can I draw a burger? I said, yeah, you can draw a burger, but we didn't have the color for the buns of the burger. So she drew a burger wrapped in lettuce, so like a lettuce wrapped burger.
Nice.
And then she, with a toothpick on the top of it.
It's got a little toothpick. It looks like a little blue flag.
Yeah.
And
There's also a heart with an arrow, which she also drew. I don't know why, but she did.
a heart with an arrow. That's for you. That's because she loves you. That's wonderful. So this is a healthy burger that we've got here.
Yes, she's
Burger
vegan.
wrap. It's what?
She's vegan. My friend is vegan.
She's vegan.
Yes.
Oh, so this is like an Impossible burger.
Yeah, we'll say it's an Impossible burger.
Okay,
It is
I like
kosher.
it. Even healthier.
It's 100%
Impossible
kosher.
burger. Nice. I was wondering about the cheese. Now it all makes sense. Very nice. Oh, now what are we looking at here? I hope everybody can see that.
Those are vinyls because, well, my brother started collecting vinyls, so then I wanted to start collecting vinyls.
So you collect vinyl record albums.
Yeah, I have maybe 20.
Nice. Okay. And you got something to play them on?
Yeah, we bought my mom a record player for Mother's Day like a couple years ago, but she never uses it, so she let me have it.
Yay, so you're the beneficiary of that. Very nice. Like my treadmill at home. We're using it as a coat rack. So very cool. So this is vinyl. Hey, speaking of vinyl and music, which I know you love, what is above your mom's name there?
That is like One Direction because I have a bit of an obsession with One Direction.
An obsession?
Yeah. I have a couple posters in my room. I maybe have a Louis doll. Maybe, possibly. That might have been my favorite present that I got last year. We don't know.
Nice. My daughter used to have a One Direction poster. I think maybe he was Harry on the wall. I can't remember.
Yes, I have one with all 5 of them. Then just one of Louis, one of Harry, and then one with only 4 of the guys because one of the guys left.
Oh, and Louis your favorite?
Yes.
Very nice, very nice. All right, so One Direction is represented. Very nice. Oh, and what are we looking at?
That is a butterfly because I wanted to draw a butterfly.
Butterflies are great. So it's a blue butterfly, and then one of
A
your
very
favorites.
ugly dog that I
Oh,
drew.
I think it's adorable. So tell us why there's a dog on your wimple.
I like dogs.
You do like dogs. Yes. Very nice. We're going to hear more about that a little bit later.
Ta-da.
Well, ta-da. So this is the wimple that Hannah has created. We are so honored to wrap the Torah in this wimple. Thanks, Hannah.
Cool. Whose mic is this?
Oh, yeah, I'll take that. Every wimple tells a story, yeah?
Am I doing something else? Do I just sit down here? I'm gonna have you want to see them.
Well, we are now going to dress the Torah in this wonderful wimple, and it's also an honor and a tradition in Judaism to lift the Torah high for all to see the words that were chanted so wonderfully by Hannah. To lift the Torah, we are honored to call upon Hannah's dad, Ed Meyers, and to dress the Torah, we are again honored to call upon Hannah's brother, Ethan Meyers. We invite you to please rise as the Torah is raised. Make sure this is not.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. Torah, 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 ציווה לנו משה. Torah, 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 ציווה לנו משה. Torah, 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 Torah tziva lanu Moshe, Torah, 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 Torah tziva lanu Moshe, Morasha kehilat Yaakov, Morasha kehilat Yaakov, Morasha kehilat Yaakov, Torah tziva lanu Moshe.
Please be seated, everybody.
Okay. This week's Haftorah portion comes from the book of Joshua, right? Yeah, okay. Leading up to the setting of the Haftorah, the great leader Moses has died, and his successor was Joshua, who happened to be one of the few scouts who gave a positive report in my Torah portion. Now, in the Haftorah, Joshua sends scouts into the Promised Land, and this time it was a success. You can find the Haftorah portion on page 998 in your blue Torah commentary. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar bin ve'im tovim ve'ratza v'divreihem hana'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'Torah u'Moshe avdo u'Yisrael amo u'vin ve'eh ha'emet b'tzedek.
Amen.
Vayishla melech ha'olam Yericho el rachav lemor hotzi ha'anashe habayim elayich asher ba'u levete ki lakpor et kol ha'aretz ba'u vatika ha'isha et shnei ha'anashim vatitz peno vatomer kain ba'u elai ha'anashim velo yadati ma'ayin hema vayehi hashar liskor b'choshe v'ha'anashim yatsu lo yadati ana halehu ha'anashim ridefu maher aharechem ki tasigum vehi he'elatam hagaga v'titmenei v'fish te ha'etz ha'arachot la al hagag. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam tzor kol ha'alamim tzadik bechol hadorot ha'el ha'ne'eman ha'omer ועושה, המדבר ומקיים, שכל דברו אמת וצדק. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל ענוויים בכל יום השבת הזה שנתת לנו, אדוני אלוהינו, לקדושה ולמנוחה, לכבוד ולתפארת. על הכל, אדוני אלוהינו, אנחנו מודים לה ומברכים אותה. יתברך שמך בפי כל תמיד לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני,
Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo.
מקדש השבת.
Amen.
Another one of those moments. You guys got it. Very nice. Yes, Mazel Tov, Anna. Wonderful. Well, we're now going to return the Torah to the Ark. We're on page 374, page 374. We're honored to again call upon family friends Jody and Steve Lesensky to help us return the Torah. And let's all stand together.
Hodo al eretz v'shamayim, vayarem keren le'amo, tehila lechol chasidav, livnei Yisrael am kerovo. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Eitz chayim hi, lamachazikim ba, v'tomcheha me'ushar, derachea, darchei na'olam, v'chol netivoteha, shalom, hashivenu Adonai, elecha v'nashuva, Kadesh, Kadesh Yameinu, Kadesh Yameinu kekedem.
And please be seated, everybody. All right. So you want to take a sip of water?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are we doing the morning's college then?
Yeah, and then after, so a little water, we'll take your speech. Yeah, you're doing so great, man. Such a fantastic speech. So take your time, enjoy, okay? Okay? Thank you.
Do I start this? Okay.
Let us respond, okay?
Okay. Shabbat Shalom. I'm wondering if you've ever doubted yourself or doubted your ability to do something that was really important to you. I know I have. When I feel that way, I get inspired by one of my favorite actresses, Emma Watson. She says we really damage our own confidence when we put ourselves down, so I try not to. This really stuck with me, especially when reflecting on these past years of my life. I've had a lot of experiences dealing with a lack of self-confidence, especially when I first got into middle school. So it's very interesting that a lack of self-confidence is a major theme in the Torah portion that I read for you today. My Torah portion is called Shalach Lecha. From the book of Numbers, this reading is about a difficult decision the children of Israel had to make long ago. Having recently left Egypt, they had to decide whether they wanted to enter the Promised Land. To help them decide 12 Israelite scouts snuck into Canaan to better understand what the land was like. Once there, most of the scouts saw the people of the land, seemed like giants, and appeared much stronger than the Israelites. Fearful of losing a battle, which could mean losing the women and children too, the ancient Israelites had some serious thinking about what to do next. There wasn't much confidence within the community. It was felt they should go back to Egypt, or even stay in the desert versus moving into the land of Canaan. Confidence that the children of Israel would overtake the people of Canaan was definitely lacking. I can understand how their community might have felt. It's not always easy to stay and fight for something, yet gaining confidence isn't as difficult as many people might imagine. Each one of us can increase our confidence with the help of other people, and we can also do it ourselves. I think everyone has moments when they aren't sure what to do and they just feel lost. Maybe some of my experiences can help you get past a rough patch that you might be going through. Drawing upon past successes and experiences is one of the many ways that can help us feel more confident about ourselves. For example, when I'm playing soccer as a goalkeeper and I don't feel like I'll be able to make the save, I think about one of the first saves I ever made. Just thinking about it makes me feel proud and confident. Here's what happened to me. Our main goalkeeper was late to the game and the other one was hurt, so I got to fill in. I tried my hardest and sadly we still lost. However, one save I made in the game will still stick with me. The other team kicked the ball up high, so I had to run, jump, and smack it down. As it bounced off the ground, I caught it and then threw it back onto the field. It always makes me feel much more confident that I was able to do that in my first game in goal, and now that I have more practice, I know I'm capable of even more. Confidence doesn't just have to come from our past experiences. It can also come from the support of others. One person that always gave me support was my 6th grade teacher, Mrs. Serrano. I was struggling a lot in 6th grade because I didn't think I was good enough to be in an honors prep class. But Mrs. Serrano always believed in me and always pushed me because she knew I could do better. My parents tried to pull me out of the class because I was having so much trouble. I would come home crying every day because how stressed I was with the amount of homework and with how much I was struggling to understand what was happening in the class. When my parents told Mrs. Serrano this, she said, "Hannah is not going to be put in an on-level class. She's going to stay here because I know she will do better." When I heard that she said that, I gained a new sense of confidence in myself. It was really nice to know that someone believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. Her words inspired me to take a step back and analyze myself and realize that what I was doing wrong and how I could change. Once I became more organized, school became much easier, and that's all because I had someone there to give me a confidence boost. You've heard it a million times. Think positive. Well, guess what? It actually works. It worked for me countless times. For example, when people criticize me, I try to think positive. Think about all the things that I like about myself and how I have friends who support me and like me for who I am. Some people will always try to put you down, it seems, but you have to look on the bright side. When someone says I'm too short, I just think about the fact I'll at least be taller than my mom one day. And that always cheers me up. When people tell me I'm annoying, I cut them off because I know they aren't really my friends. If they're going to say those things, I don't need that kind of negativity around me. I think if you surround yourself with people who will support you, your confidence will grow. Because the ancient Israelites lacked confidence, it took them 40 years to enter the land of milk and honey. We can learn from their experiences in the Torah to help us enter our own promised lands. Now it is time to talk about my Mitzvah project. In becoming about Mitzvah, I have to do a special project. Due to COVID, I've not been able to do my Mitzvah project over the past many months, but I plan to do it as soon as possible. I plan to host a dog adoption event with the Pasadena Humane Society at my mom's pet store. I will have people from our community and, of course, from the temple to come and adopt dogs. The reason I have decided to make this my mitzvah project is because I love dogs and I know a lot of them need and deserve loving and safe homes. I'd like to thank everyone for coming to my bat mitzvah ceremony. I think it means a lot to me that you're all here, from family to friends to teachers, both at my public school and especially here at Temple Sinai. I couldn't have made it here without you. Even though not everyone could make it here in person, I'm very thankful to all who could take the time to nurture and support me over the years. I hope this pandemic ends soon, and when it does, I'm confident we'll see each other in person again. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom, yes. Oh, that was great.
Hey.
Thank you, Hannah. That was great. Oh my goodness, this whole day was great. Thank you so much. And we know at this time, you thanked a number of people, we know at this time that your parents would like to share what's in their heart and in their mind to you on this very special occasion. So Ed, representing, if you'd please come on up and share with Hannah.
You can be a silent
Okay.
silent support.
All right. First, Rabbi, I want to double check. It's still 30-minute time limit on this? Is that all right? I'll boil it down to the best 5 minutes, though.
Thank you.
So, well. Look at what you have just done. Absolutely amazing. Under these masks, we're smiling from ear to ear. I just want everyone to know that I'm giving this parent speech on behalf of Carrie and myself, because it'll just be me speaking here. We want to personally thank everyone in the sanctuary, as well as those watching online, for being witness to Hannah's bat mitzvah. We greatly appreciate you being with us. As in her Torah portion, Hannah displayed the same tremendous courage and confidence that was shown by the ancient Israelites. This event was delayed a year plus. Hannah was determined to have it in person, an in-person bat mitzvah, and as is the case with Hannah, she gets what she wants. So part of a parent's speech is to share some insights into the person who just completed his or her b'nai mitzvah. As we did with her brother Ethan, I'll offer some insight with what's called an acrostic reading. An acrostic is a writing in which the first letter, syllable, or word of each line spells out a word or a message. For example, Hannah's middle name is Rose, and I'll use each letter of Rose, R-O-S-E, and share a personality trait that describes Hannah. And she's looking over my shoulder, so I'm going to turn over here so she can't read ahead. So for R is realistic. You don't have crazy or wild ideas about what life is about. You are sensible and have a practical idea of what can be achieved or expected of you. Being realistic will definitely help you as you move forward. O, organized. No, really, you can be pretty organized. We love it when your room is made up. You tend to have all your ducks in a row. That's an old person saying. When it comes to knowing where all your stuff is. Preparing for your bat mitzvah, you kept all your paperwork in a 3-ring binder. Keep it up. Being organized is a great skill to take into any career you choose. S, sociable. You're natural at this. You connect so well with others. You mix easily with different types of people. Being so sociable means you'll always have lots of friends. Nicely done. E, enthusiastic. You show great joy for the activities in which you participate. You enthusiastically play soccer, even volunteering to play keeper. Late at night, I hear you enthusiastically watching your TV shows and streaming shows. Keep that positive, engaged, joyful spirit going. Enjoy what you do, and I'm sure you'll lift up everyone around you. If we add up all those personality traits, I think you'll agree that we have a very confident person. We know school can be tricky, and sometimes you'll say that you don't have confidence in your abilities. But we're here to tell you, you should be hugely confident in yourself. Look at what you just completed, a year-delayed bat mitzvah, the first b'nai mitzvah in this temple in over a year. You made this happen. You dug deep, put your mind to it, and built confidence in yourself as your sessions with Cantor and Rabbi showed that you were on the right path. We do hope you think back to this day whenever you feel stuck or think you can't, because you can. And speaking of can and can-dos, I want to give you a powerful, and it's always scary when I reach below the beam, the podium. I want to give you a powerful magical item. It says pull out can. This is a can-do can with your bat mitzvah date. Life can be a roller coaster, ups and downs, twists and turns. You could find yourself doubting your confidence. Maybe it's in school, in a relationship, or at work. You might ask yourself if you can do something. You might tell yourself, I can't, it's too tough. Nope, not going to happen. That's when the magical powers of the can-do can takes over. Let's let everybody see some of the magic here.
What am I supposed to put in it?
You'll find out. This can will show you that you can, that you have the confidence to move forward and overcome. You'll remember this day, the date is on here. You'll remember all the practice and effort you put into it. You'll recall all that you overcame, the COVID restrictions, the year delay to arrive here today. So our wish for you is that you continue to have a strong belief in your abilities, confidence. The can-do can will remind you of that, what you're capable of doing. There's a quote I found that fits perfectly today. I've seen the quote attributed to author R.S. Gray, may also have some biblical roots too. Simply, she believed she could, so she did. I'm not supposed to embarrass her or cry, so I almost broke rule number 2 there. We also wish that you know happiness all of your life, and that you experience many more ups versus downs on life's roller coaster. We love you so, so very much. And I'm going to try Hebrew. If I get this wrong, please, you can back me up. Ad ma'ah ve'esrim shana. May you live... May you live until you're 120. 120. Thank you, Shabbat Shalom.
Don't forget your can. I'll put my glasses in my can.
Oh, you already found a use for your can-do can. I love it. It's a glass holder, too.
When I can't find my case, I can put it in my can-do can.
Very nice, very nice. Well, Hannah, if you'd like to have a seat, you've been working hard. Yeah, you want to put it there?
I had an extra year to work on.
Yeah, that is organized. Wow, she already found a use for it. Well, Hannah, I wanted to share a few words with you as well today. Thank you again, Ed. Thank you so much for those moving words. And Hannah, Cantor and I are so deeply honored to be with you and your family today. I'm going to take my glasses off because I keep fogging up. We're so deeply honored to be with you today, as I know everyone here today in the sanctuary and everyone watching the live stream at home who weren't able to travel here today are so deeply honored to celebrate with you. What an awesome, spectacular experience this was. A year in the making, a year plus in the making. Hannah, this morning you led a Jewish community that stretches across the country, and you did it so wonderfully. Thank you for making this so very special for each one of us, for your family, your friends, your community. You know, Hannah, I've watched you grow since you were a little girl. I mean, since an infant, right? Since you were, I looked again, since you were 4 months old when we had your Jewish baby naming ceremony in your house. What a great joy it is to be with you today, celebrating you now being a bat mitzvah. Through all the years, Hannah, you have lived a great mitzvah. You have consistently lived one of my favorite mitzvot in all of Judaism. In fact, it's talked about in next week's Torah portion, and it's also powerfully expressed in the poetry of the Psalms when it simply says, serve God with joy. Serve God with joy, which really means live life with joy. I'm channeling your dad right now as he talked about for your middle name, your enthusiasm. It is a mitzvah to be joyful and enthusiastic. And that's what you do, Hannah. You are so deeply joyful and enthusiastic about the things that you care about. And there are many things you care about. Your family, your friends, Jojo, your French bulldog, and Noah, your golden doodle. I'm going to get them both. And all dogs, not just them, all dogs, as you mentioned about regarding your wonderful mitzvah project that we can't wait to support when you start doing it and it's safe to do so. Oh my goodness, you are joyful, enthusiastic about Louis and the guys of One Direction as you shared today. And I'll add another one that you were telling about, Stevie Nicks and Fleetwood Mac. Who knows Fleetwood Mac, right? You're joyful about them. You are joyful, enthusiastic about soccer. You are joyful, enthusiastic about so many things, Hannah. And it's a mitzvah in Judaism, and it's such a fantastic quality to have because I think it's an expression of appreciation. It's an expression of gratitude. Joy is a recognition that there are these incredible blessings in our lives. Life is filled with people and things and experiences to be joyful and enthusiastic about. It's one of the reasons that Judaism has Shabbat celebrations like today, every week of our lives, to rest, to pause from all our activities, all the challenges throughout the week that may get us down, to instead focus our attention on and appreciate all these blessings that surround us. And you live that. And it's not just reserved for one day every week in Judaism. Joy is meant to be experienced at almost every Jewish holiday throughout the year, and I know you've experienced many of these. Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, in 5.5 weeks is meant to be joyful. Sukkot, which is called the season of our joy. It's actually in the description. It's a season of joy. Simchat Torah, which literally has the Hebrew word for joy in its name, Simcha. And then for Hanukkah, of course, and Tu B'Shvat, and Purim, and Passover. And which one? Passover. Oh yes, matzo ball soup. Mine too. Passover is my favorite too. And I love it because it's also an expression of gratitude, appreciation, great food, and so much to be joyful about. And here's the thing, Hannah. Here's the thing. When you open a Jewish Bible, you'll find dozens of different words occurring in hundreds of places. Hundreds of instances, words that mean joy, celebrate, cheer, take pleasure in, delight in, be glad, exult, make merry, burst into song, jump for joy, and literally cry for joy. When we were rehearsing together, I think you wanted to do a dance of joy, right? You want to do a little dance, a dance of celebration. So maybe we'll do that later today. And if that weren't enough, joy is so important in Judaism that the natural world itself is meant to be joyful and delightful and enthusiastic. The Psalm says, let the heavens be joyful, let the earth be glad, let the fields be joyful, and all that's in it, all the trees of the forest will shout for joy. That's how strong joy and gladness are in Judaism. And it is so great for all of us to experience your joyful and your enthusiastic spirit, Hannah. It inspires us. It puts a smile on our faces that's underneath all these masks right now. Just as you joyfully led us today in worship and prayer inspired us. Your chanting of Torah and Haftarah inspired us. Your wise, your thoughtful words and teachings that you shared about your Torah portion, that inspired us. Your kind and warm, your heartwarming mitzvah project, it inspires each and every one of us. Now, it doesn't mean that there aren't and won't be moments of sadness and hurt and self-doubt, some of which you talked about so wisely today. That's all there in life, too. But I think, Hannah, your joy and your enthusiasm lead to the strength that you have, lead to the resilience that you have and the perseverance to handle those challenges and the many challenges of life that we all experience. It could help us be strong too and resilient and persevere. Joy and enthusiasm are part of your superpowers, and perhaps ours too, to overcome, to transform those challenges, and to still find blessings, even amid difficulties. So that's why a great Jewish spiritual teacher named Rebbe Nachman of Bratslav taught, always remember, joy is not merely incidental to your spiritual quest. It is vital. Joy is vital to our spirit, to our minds, to our bodies, to our hearts, to everything about our lives. So on this very joyful day of you becoming a bat mitzvah, Hannah, we wish you a life of continued joy and enthusiasm and blessing. May you go from strength to strength, and may you continue to be such a great blessing to all of us and to all the world. Hannah, you are such a thoughtful and strong and compassionate and caring and helpful, enthusiastic, joyful, wise young woman. That is what it means to be a bat mitzvah, a daughter of the commandment. And that's who you are, Hannah. So mazel tov to you, mazel tov to your wonderful family. Thank you all. Well, Hannah, at this time, Cantor, Alyssa, and I would be honored to share with you the most precious blessings of the Jewish people, God's blessing found in the Torah. So we'd like to invite you to join us at the Aron HaKodesh, the Holy Ark. We haven't done this in a year and 4 months, so we are honored to begin with you. Do you want to use this one? Yeah. Good point. And please rise, everybody.
Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
Hannah, may God bless you and protect you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May the light of God's love, the light of God's wisdom shine upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom shalom.
Hannah, may God always be with you and with your beautiful family and give you all the most precious blessing of all, the blessing of peace, shalom, and it also means wholeness and it means fulfillment in every way. And together, let's all say, Amen. And please be seated, everybody. No, well, we'd love to, leaders of our congregation would love to stand with you and kvel, which means take great pride in, and to share with you, give you a special presentation for becoming a bat mitzvah. Presents, exactly. Well, we will begin to share in those Jewish presents in becoming a bat mitzvah. We are honored to call upon leaders of our temple. We begin with immediate past president of Temple Sinai, Maggie Freed.
They gave me a script. Congratulations. It was lovely, and we'll go home thinking about being more confident, I think, after your talk. The gifts that we have for you, on behalf of the Board of Directors, I am honored to be able to be here for your service and also to present you with this bat mitzvah certificate, suitable for framing. Oops.
Very nice.
And a gift certificate from the North American Federation of Temple Youth towards a trip to Israel with teens during your high school years. So I hope you'll be able to take advantage of that. And then most especially the women's commentary of the Torah, so that you can continue learning and take it with you wherever you go.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Oh, and representing Sisterhood, Ruth Lambert, and representing Brotherhood, George Lowe.
Hi, Hannah. Sassy little girl, sassy big girl. Congratulations. This is so exciting. I haven't been here in such a long time. It's really nice to be here for your bat mitzvah in particular. We spent a lot of time making latke mix, doing campership. I spent a lot of time with your mother, cutting brisket, and got to know your family and your dad and your brother as well. And I love your family so much. So, on behalf of Sisterhood, it's my privilege to give you this very pretty mezuzah. Isn't that pretty? We want you to hang it on the doorpost of your bedroom, and then your college dorm room, and then your first apartment, second apartment, third apartment, and then your home. And when you do, a lot of apartments, that's how life works. We want you to remember this day and our congregation and our community and how much we love you, okay? All right, hugs. Okay. Oh my God, I haven't hugged anyone in so long. Okay, great. And now George.
Mazel tov, Hannah. You've made everybody very, very proud. And I am honored to, on behalf of Brotherhood, present you with this Kiddush Cup. May it overflow with grape juice and one day wine. And whenever you use it, may you be reminded to bring back sweet memories of this day.
Thank you.
Thank you, George. Thank you, Ruth. Thank you, Maggie. Yeah, you got the box there?
I got my box.
Well, you know what I'm thinking, if you want to, when we, in just a little bit, when we do
Put it in the
Kiddush,
box
we could
later.
use your Kiddush cup if you'd like.
Oh, yeah.
Would that be good?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So we will keep it up. Well, we got a few more prayers before we continue our joyful celebration in the social hall. So Hannah, you've been working hard. You want to take a little breather, and Cantor and I will finish out the service, and then we'll all celebrate in the social hall? Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay, she wants to stay organized. You can leave it there if you want.
I want to look at them.
You want to look at them? Okay, sounds good. Sounds good.
Wonderful.
Well, we do have just a few more prayers, and then we'll continue together in the social hall. Let's turn back in our prayer books to page 586. Page 586. This is the Adoration Prayer called Aleinu. This is said before the open ark. The open ark is a symbol of the divine presence in our lives. So we invite everybody to please rise. We're in the middle of page 586.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Jewish worship is never complete until we think of those people in our lives that we've loved and who have passed away, and our love continues it's stronger than death. So at this time we think of family members who have died, friends who have passed away, members of our community, members of every race and nation who are a blessing to humanity. We think of them now and we honor them through our memory and through our prayer. This Shabbat, we say Kaddish, we remember Nancy Lord, Joel Halper, Barbara Bolter, Sandra Gainan, Charlotte Hellman, Sylvia Miller, Karen Ness, Fred Michaels, Linda Luna, Dr. C. Harold Cohn, Barbara Abraham, Ernestine Erkin, Earl Sanders, Larry Moskowitz, Rebecca Kaufman, and Howard Schwartz. And for those who are observing Yahrzeit, the anniversary of the death of a loved one that's commemorated this week, we remember Walter Goldsmith, Max Tratner, Elaine Lowenthal, Thelma Ribnick, Christine Mulholland, Annette Leela Ryan, Tuba Esri Meyeri, Jerry Stein. We remember Rabbi Carol Meyers, Rebecca Cooten, Nathan Alex, Jeanette Drucker, Etta Goldberg, Leo Kess, Louis Gordon, Minette Rifkin, Paul M. Silberberg, and David Sternsayer. Is there anybody who's mourning a loss whose name was not mentioned? And if so, we invite you to please raise your hand and mention that name now. Sandy? Yes. Well, for all of them, let's now turn to page 598 in our prayer book, page 598, and we stand together to recite the Kaddish Prayer, thanking God that they were in our lives. Together we pray, Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'alma divarach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon v'yomechon u'b'chayei duchol beit Yisrael. V'agala u'bizman kari v'imru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah v'barach le'olam olmei almaya. Yitparach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudesha berichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata hamiran bi'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yal kol yoshvei tevel v'imru Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn. May we be a source of comfort to all who are bereaved. Together we say,
Amen.
Amen. And please be seated, everybody.
We like to conclude our Kaddish prayer with the prayer for peace, Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom b'mromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu yaseh shalom Yaseh shalom aleinu שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן.
Shabbat Shalom. I just want to welcome everyone again, and I have announcements about the beautiful flowers on the bima, which were presented this Shabbat through the Bella Molho Agnes Lieberman Flower Fund by Carrie and Ed Meyers in honor of Hannah's bat mitzvah, by Kathleen and Scott Richland for the yahrzeit of Kathleen's sister, Christine Mulholland, and by Ralph Zarefsky and Nina Lieberman, Joe and Gus for the yahrzeit of Rabbi Carol Meyers. And everyone is invited into the social hall for a luncheon after the service, but there's still a little bit more to go.
Thank you, Maggie. And part of that little bit is we are now so very honored to call upon representing Hannah's religious school class, Olivia Kovac. Yeah, come on up, absolutely. There we go. Yeah, Hannah, come on over. Oh, thank you, Hannah. You got it.
Congratulations. You did such a great job today. We're all really proud of you and happy that you were a classmate of ours. Hebrew school wouldn't have been the same without you. We would like to give you this menorah to remind you of this day and the friendships you made here at Temple Sinai. Thank you.
Thank you, girls. Thank you. It's good to see you both. Oh, nice.
Oh, sorry. I hit you.
Everything okay?
I hit my menorah by accident.
It's strong. It's
I know.
strong.
I just don't want to be mean to it.
Well, I think so. We'll do Kiddush and Motzi, blessing over grape juice and bread in the social hall in just a little bit. But let's come to our closing song.
Specially chosen by Hannah, Ein Kelohenu, which you can find on page 626.
626. And let's do this. Let's all stand together. Let's stand together as a community of family and friends.
Ein Kelohenu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kemalkeinu, Ein Kemoshienu, Michelohenu, Michadonenu, Michemalkeinu, Michemoshienu, Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Emalkeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu, Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. We'll see you in the social hall in just a little bit. Mazel tov. You did it. All right, you're done. Next.
All right, have a good night.
Congratulations. Really good.
Did a great job.
Congratulations.
Do you want to turn this?
Yeah. Thank you for your patience through all of this. And
But thank you so much for everything you did.
More people than I
So
can deal with.
appreciative.
But thank you.
Helping her along.
Switch out masks.
thank you for being here. Lulu, thank you so much. Good to see you too. Say hi to Charlie for me.
You're not going to be using your phone when you're in there, though, are you?